Welcome to this new tutorial in the exciting world of competitive karting. My name is Roman Teodor. We'll talk about acceleration, G-forces, and gravity, and how they affect the karting and the driver. We'll start with acceleration. Acceleration is any change in speed. If you go faster, you accelerate. If you brake, you're also accelerating, but in the opposite direction. If you turn, you are changing direction, and that is also acceleration. Anything that causes the karting to change its speed or direction is a form of acceleration. G-forces. G-force is how you feel that acceleration on your body. In other words, G-force, or acceleration force, is a fundamental concept in motorsports that drivers perceive directly due to changes in the vehicle's speed or direction. They are mainly classified into three types: longitudinal, lateral, and vertical. In essence, they are a measure of acceleration. The first is longitudinal G-force. This force acts in a straight line on the vehicle's axis, either forward or backward. It is what is felt when accelerating or braking in a straight line. Forward, braking occurs when braking sharply. The driver's body tends to follow its forward inertia. The kart decelerates, but the body feels like something is pushing it forward. Example, when approaching a curve and braking sharply, the driver's helmet tends to move forward. Telemetry measures this as negative G, negative longitudinal G-force. When accelerating sharply, especially from low speeds, the sensation is that you're being pushed backward against the seat. Although for the body, the sensation is backward, telemetry measures it as positive G, positive longitudinal G-force, since it measures the acceleration of the kart moving forward. The body sensation is opposite to the direction of movement of the kart, meaning the body wants to stay where it was. Pure inertia. And controlling this is vital for braking properly and having good traction when exiting corners. In corners, all this changes. The driver feels like they're going sideways. This is where lateral G-forces come in. It acts perpendicular to the kart. This force appears when the vehicle turns, changing direction in a corner. It acts perpendicular to the vehicle's axis, pushing the driver outward. If it's a right-hand turn, the driver feels like they're going left. Their body wants to continue straight due to inertia pushing outward against the side of the seat, and the opposite if they turn left. Important clarification. The lateral G-force doesn't actually push you outward. It's the effect of your inertia as you change trajectory. But it's helpful to think of it this way to understand how your body feels it. This force is what really demands the tires in a corner and also the rider's physique. There's one dimension left, the vertical G-force. It measures the pressure or relief the body feels in a vertical direction. If it's downward, the body weighs more, like on a roller coaster. If it's upward, the body weighs less, a sensation of liftoff. It appears on potholes or high curbs. It acts from top to bottom or vice versa. How does it feel when going over a very high curb? For example, you feel a vertical G upward. It's as if you're going to lift off a little from your seat, a sensation of floating. On the contrary, if you go through a strong compression, as in some famous curves with a slope or when landing after a small jump, the driver feels a vertical G downward, which crushes them against the seat, making them feel much heavier. In karting, it's very evident when going over high curbs. It's measured with an accelerometer, but its analysis is not usually as important as the other two G-forces, unless the track is very uneven. We've already seen how these G-forces act. Now, we'll connect this with the other major player, gravity. Gravity is an invisible force that the Earth has that keeps us glued to the ground. The ground, the driver, the kart, and even the smallest screw in the engine. And what does it do in motorsports? One, it gives us grip. The harder we are pushed downwards, for example, with aerodynamics or when going over a hill, the more the kart is pressed against the track. The result? More grip, more speed in turns. Two, it allows weight transfer. Weight transfer also depends on gravity. Gravity is what allows this transfer to occur usefully. The combination of inertia and gravity allows the kart's weight to shift when braking, accelerating, or turning, but always under that constant downward force. when braking, the weight shifts forward, putting more load on the front wheels. And this helps with braking more as the cart enters the turn better. When accelerating, the weight shifts rearward, helping with traction of the wheels that propel the cart. Understanding this is key to techniques like trail braking. This involves braking a little inside the corner. You use the brakes to keep that extra weight up front and help the car rotate. 3. It's the basis of everything we measure. When we talk about 1G, we're talking about an acceleration equal to the Earth's gravity, which is approximately 9.81 meters per square second. The G-forces a driver feels are accelerations compared to gravity, which is possible because gravity is constant on Earth. 4. Direct application on the track. Understanding gravity and weight transfer is crucial for a driver. It allows you to rotate the cart better at the apex, and by playing with it in the corners, you can be faster, more precise, and more consistent. Understanding how it works and how it interacts with inertia is essential for driving karting at its limits, for playing with that weight, and being faster. In short, G-forces are the physical sensations of changes in movement linked to inertia, and gravity is the constant that gives us grip and the reference for measuring those forces. Both are crucial for understanding the car's dynamics. We've talked about G-forces separately, longitudinal, lateral, and vertical, but on the track they almost never act alone. When entering a fast corner, braking and turning at the same time, perhaps with some banking, the tire receives forces from all directions. A complex combination, no doubt. Then it remains to consider how this mix of forces influences the limit of grip, and, above all, how the driver processes this to make decisions in milliseconds. That's the art of piloting at the limit, something to definitely continue exploring. If you enjoyed the tutorial, I invite you to subscribe to my channel and give me a like. This will make my job easier for new tutorials. Data Analysis TJM greets you until the next tutorial.